I decided to become a nurse because I wanted to be that person that a patient remembers that was there for them on every step of their journey and made a difference, big or small. I was really interested in human biology and what causes a certain condition at school, but after doing lots of work experience I realised that nursing is so much more than that, and that's really special. The moment I realised I was becoming an adult nurse was on my first ever placement on an acute stroke unit in my first year. A patient who I'd been looking after had had a second stroke in hospital and his family was saying their goodbyes. I came in a couple of days later and breathed a sigh of relief when I saw his name on the handover sheet. I went to see him in my break to say hello, and his wife said to him, "Look who's here to see you. Do you remember Rachel?" And he opened his eyes and turned his head towards me and said, "Of course I do." He went to a community rehabilitation centre later on, and after reading their feedback and understanding my part in their journey, that was the moment I realised that I was becoming a nurse. My most challenging moment so far has been when myself and another member of staff were repositioning a patient, a man in his 90s who'd had a stroke. I looked down and he'd started to turn purple and struggling to breathe. I suspected that his airways may be obstructed by vomit because he'd been feeling nauseous that day. I pulled the emergency bell and we put him into the recovery position. He recovered with some intervention, but afterwards, when doing his observations and holding his hand, he was really scared and wouldn't let go. I realised then how privileged we are as nurses to be with people at their most challenging times, and that's really special to me. That experience made me think of nursing as a human profession at the most basic level, regardless of age, gender, ethnicity, sexual orientation. We care for all people from all walks of life. There were 75 years between that man and I, but there I was, holding his hand and helping him through. Unfortunately, he passed away a couple of days later, but I will never forget the kind words that his wife said to me about the differences we made.